How are you
How are
doing?
you?
I was really
Uh,
looking forward to seeing you. Like
yeah, me as well. It's a lovely thing to look forward to just have a conversation with a like-minded person doing the same sort of work in the world, you know? So, yeah.
yes, and not only that, you and me are very similar because of
Mm.
life and timings in life, no? 20 years ago, changing, swapping swapping countries. You from Spain to US, New
Yes.
York, me from New York to Spain, Barcelona.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
so it's so nice. And
How
also,
is your heart today?
how was my heart? Was
How is your heart today? Yeah.
very, very, very nice because I also had a first time conversation with Kevin Monroe. The last name I'm not sure if I said it right, but um, very nice, and very much into the heart also. And then getting to know someone, like you and me, first time, the same.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
always so beautiful and so thankful to
Mm.
be able to share now like that.
Yeah. Yeah. We are lucky in
Yes,
so many ways.
yes.
Mm.
And you, your heart today?
Um, it's really full. Um, I had some really lovely connections with good friends
Mhm.
over the weekend, over the last few days, and it's nourishing and lovely and yeah, nourishing and nourishing on all the levels, you know, the soul level, the heart level,
Yes,
just life, and that's what helps us, I think, with the rest of our lives, when things are, things happen,
yes,
we go up and down on it. So that helps to have that reserve, that resilience.
yes, yes.
Mm,
That's always nice. Like
mm,
today, I had I already knew it from Friday, but one of my team members, one of them, she's very young, and she got another job opportunity, and and today we were talking, and she decided to leave us, and well, she was saying, this is my home, I feel home, it's like my nest, no? But I feel I have to fly, and then
mm,
I'll come back, no? I'll see if I come back, but
mm,
I am, she was saying, I'm home, but I have to
mm.
fly, no? And it was very
Wow.
emotional, very nice. She
Yeah.
got very emotional, and because it's true, no? And it's at the same time so beautiful because I'm able to take care of people like her and make them grow. And
Hmm.
then one day they leave. It's normal,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, well, I know the world turns a lot because I many that I have mentored before at work or a colleague of mine, are still colleague of mine, friends, no, very close friends.
Mm.
But yes, then the world is like a handkerchief, so small,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so small.
Well, and if you say she's quite young,
Hmm.
how fortunate she is now that she has this insight already
Yes,
now, you
yes,
know.
yes. She's very clever and very, very mature in that way. And it's nice.
Mm.
It's nice to see that. At the same time, saddening, no, because it's someone leaving the nest. But it's
Yeah,
nice to
of
see
course.
someone
Yeah.
growing like that. Yeah. So that's also
Yeah,
the heart. Mm-hmm.
it's really interesting also that you say that, because I was in touch last week with the person who was, well, she was my assistant, but she was like my right hand person in my last corporate job. So I left 8 years ago, but we stay in touch. And last year she was saying, "Oh, I'm taking a year, a sabbatical year. I want to do some things and see how it works." And then I got in touch with her and I said, "So, this week, like your year was over. So how was it?" And she said, "Oh, I handed in my resignation, and I have so much to look forward to." And even I felt like, oh, like she's flying the nest, even though, and I hired her, 15 years ago, so and I have left 8 years ago. So, but I still felt like, oh, finally, because I told her, like, you can do whatever you set your mind to. You don't have to stay here, and um, so that was really nice actually to see that. I was like, yay, good for her.
Yes, yes. It's so nice. It's so nice.
Mhm.
When we it's nice because we recognize now the people behind the heart in the person. And when you recognize
Yes.
this heart in the person, the essence,
Mhm.
you're so happy for her in this case that she's flying because it's the best for her. Doesn't matter if it's flying with you, without you, leaving the
Yes,
nest.
yes.
Yes, because it's the best for them, no?
Yeah. Yeah. She had already so much potential back then. And then I pushed her to take my job when I left.
Mm.
She was like, "No, no, no, I could never do it." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You're like my right hand. You know what I do. Like, of course you can do my job." Um, so I had to push her because she didn't really believe in herself. And so to see 8 years later, like finally she's ready now to like, she did that thing that she didn't think she could do. She did that job that she didn't think she could do. And now she's off to do other things. Whatever she does, she'll
Yeah.
be fine. She's great. So yeah,
Yes. Yes.
it's
That's so
nice to
good.
see.
Yes. And it fills our hearts also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
It's
It's
mm,
another thing of filling the heart
yeah.
in our day to day. Yes. Yes.
Mm,
Mhm. And plus, you do that a lot also, no, with what you do, Jenny.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's seeing the spark in somebody, when they come home to themselves.
Mhm.
It's a privilege
Mhm.
and an honor and like a sacred moment, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So
And
I am very grateful to be able to be part of that.
yes,
Yeah.
because you must see many transformation, and you must be seeing many women that are naked, no?
Yeah.
Showing
Yeah.
themselves in their purest form because they are so in the earthquake.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
That you see them as they are, and you see their essence and their power and their potential.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you say naked too, because it reminds me of the myth of Inanna, the sort of origin story where Inanna goes and visits her sister in the underworld, and in order to go there, she has to take everything off, and she enters naked, right? And in a way, it's a beautiful metaphor for, like you say, where I encounter my clients, which is very often in what they would describe the worst moment of their lives. And they are probably isolating because they don't necessarily want to let people know the extent of how broken they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be let in that moment is a privilege. and it's beautiful. And so to also witness the rebirth
Yes.
and the reconnection with self is, I don't even know what the word is, but it's soul fulfilling, you know, and it's, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Because you see their potential and how they then have listened to themselves, no? And
Yes,
have broken the egg,
yes,
the
yes,
seed. I don't know, no? And
yeah,
then they are
yes,
rebirthing, because at that
yes,
moment we've gone through that. At that moment you really are rebirthing.
yes,
No?
yeah. And I'm just there for a little while to hold their hand, just until, you know, they can borrow my belief in them until
Oh, nice.
we connect with themselves.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so nice. Yes. Yes, because many times when you're in this earthquake,
Mm.
it's the like in an earthquake, at the end you have to go below the door, no, and stand there,
Mm-hmm.
but somehow protect yourself to then
Yeah.
get out and be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And many times you feel very lost, and
Mhm.
yes, you need someone at least to hold your hand and say it's okay, and go through it the way you have to go through it.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, once you're on the other side, so when I work with women, when they are on the other side of that, they know that they will be okay no matter what happens. They will probably never experience that again
Yeah.
to that extent, you know, that feeling of brokenness. So,
Yes. I can do that, and but it's a moment that you will never forget, and also so empowering forever, because you are proud
mhm,
that you've broken the egg and you have a rebirth.
mhm.
You are proud that you managed to get out of
Yeah,
there, and you've done it by yourself, following
yes,
your inner guidance, and
yeah,
that no one will ever be able to take it away from you, because it's a strength
yeah,
that you know you have.
that's right.
So
Yes, you know.
yeah, I know.
Hmm.
I know, and that's why I know it's also very important to have someone to hold your hand, to say it's
Mm.
okay, and you can manage. Not even saying those words, but knowing that you are held somehow. I remember having my mom there
Yeah.
in a moment in time, and also a friend. She offered me her apartment, and just that was
Yeah.
I decided what to do, not what to do, and following my heart,
Yeah.
no, but at least it was nice not to be 100% alone at
Yes.
that moment. Knowing your decision was somehow, well, respected, because at the end your choice is your choice,
Mm.
no? And it's for
Yeah.
I would have done it anyway, but it was a help or support that that let me continue, no? At the end.
Yeah.
Yes. So I love what you do, because I believe in it, and it's very supportive, and it must be very nice seeing those women rebirthing, and see them flying, then
Yes.
flying, and
Yes.
then seeing many that you have supported that many years ago.
Yes.
And today you're seeing at them, and they are just so powerful in
Yes.
their
That's
being, no?
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
it must be Very nice.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and I keep in touch, with most of my former clients, and it's really nice to get snippets of where they are in life.
Yeah.
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 And that they couldn't even imagine, when they were down on the floor, broken, they couldn't even imagine this one day. So
Yes. Yes. And the good thing is that you're always in those moments you have an inner voice now, and this voice is always well, it's the one that if you listen to it, it's the one that really is guiding you.
yes.
It's the strength, no? It's I don't know, this light that you attach to it and you follow, because it's the one that it's guiding you, and it's the one that will rebirth you. If you follow
Yes.
it, you will come out of it. That light.
Yeah.
But it's from the inside. It's this
Yeah.
inner wisdom that it's
Mm-hmm.
and it's all you have. It's this inner wisdom that it's so.
Yeah, I talk about essence, and it's always there. It's for whatever reasons, whatever has happened or transpired in our lives that we forgot, or that we stopped listening, or we stopped believing in it. Maybe because we were told by society or by people around us, like, oh, no, it shouldn't be that way. You can't. What are you doing? For many different reasons, but to find that connection with self again, with your essence, because that never changes. That's always there. It's just remembering. It's just remembering it, just knowing how powerful you are. There's knowing, and then there's knowing, the embodiment of knowing.
Yes.
So
It's well, it's this heart connection. When you are in your heart, it's this. Many times you know something, and you cannot explain it, but you know it because you have felt that and you know it. And
yes.
someone can ask you, well, but how do you? No, I know it. I know it because it has come to me. I have felt it. It's a knowing. It's not an
Yes.
knowing from the mind. It's totally different. It's those things that you have to experience to understand them, no? To know.
Well, and it's getting out of our minds, because of course our minds are very useful tools, and this is not a puzzle that you can solve in your mind. So, and that is very scary for most of us when we are in that moment of just not knowing anything, like what's going to happen, what am I going to do? Who am I? Where am I going to live? Or those questions. It's very, very uncomfortable. And so we just keep going back, in the loop of like, but I have to solve this puzzle in order to feel good again. I will feel happy again. I will feel good again when I solve this puzzle. There is no puzzle to solve, is the secret. So it's completely about going inside safely with tools, so that you can sit with yourself and be with yourself and not feel like you're going to die, right? A lot of us have the anxiety of, but if I sit still and if I feel all my feelings, I will die, metaphorical death. And in a way, that's true. And it is not nearly as it's not nearly as terrible as you imagine it. It's, yeah.
Yeah, I always remember from that moment, and there's always, and later on learned that the fear and the angst we have is is always in our mind. It's dependent on of our past, no, and what we think it's coming, but it's never going to be that, never, because
right.
because you don't know. It's in your mind. At the end, you're just creating something, imagining something that is going to happen, but it will never happen like that, and it will never. And many times also we see a mountain, we have to go through a mountain, but when we cross it, it's a stone, a little stone.
Yes. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's the, don't believe what you think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the catastrophizing is always based in the future.
Yeah.
And hardly ever comes true. So
yeah. And I love to listen to you because you have a very calm and soft voice. And because I'm connected to you now, to the heart. But in addition, it's very nice to see you, to feel you. You feel your energy, but at the end, it's also you are your energy, because sometimes I can sit with someone and feel an essence, feel the power of being, but the person is more it's different. It's more not so aligned, no, not. And it's so nice to see you, your wholeness.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was also a journey for me to get back to that too, right? So I practice what I teach.
Yeah, you are the example of what you see, want to see, and the example for you've gone through that, and today, every day, you are the example of what you want to see, and I love that, and I appreciate that, really.
And it's interesting that you say sometimes you connect with somebody's essence, but then how they are in the world is maybe not aligned. I think is what I understood you were saying. And so the realization that we must have awareness, self-awareness first, because we are always emitting, we are always encountering the world from who we are. And so what the relationship that you have with the world around you is based on who you are. So are there many filters in between your essence and how you meet the world? Are there, you can say, filters or masks even? Is it the Facebook life that you are trying to portray? Oh, everything's happy and great, and and nobody is like that. Nobody lives like that. So the sooner we drop the masks, the sooner we build a relationship with the world that is, to use the word that is so overused, but authentic. Because there is really no other way of living than authentic. Like what other way could there be? It's and to whose benefit is that? It's never to our benefit when we put on masks or filters or.
Yes. It's when you're authentic, you are in freedom. There's nothing else blocking you. No, if you have said a mask or something, you're not in freedom because you have to go based on what the mask is saying. No.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you are naked, here also again, if we are naked, we are who we are, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in freedom to be who we are. And it's such a nice freedom and peace, no? Such a nice
Mm-hmm.
feeling, because you don't have to worry anything anymore
That's right.
with your mind of what you can say, what you cannot say, what you
That's right.
because you're
That's
so
right.
aligned, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what comes through the essence will never be bad, so you don't have to filter. It will always
That's
be
right.
through love, no?
That's right. And I think that is a challenge today that we face as a society, that I see my clients facing often, that I have faced too in my life, which is, well, you cannot, like, for example, if you hold a traditional job, cannot go into work sort of naked, right? And vulnerable and being all of who you are. You have to have sort of some sort of armor or protection. And I think that is so detrimental to our heart and to our soul, because demanding that we put ourselves in a box, from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And no wonder that we are unwell as a society. And I certainly, I count myself part of that. Like, there used to be a work me and a me. Um, and the tension was actually the reason that I decided to leave my corporate career was I just couldn't resolve the tension anymore of I didn't want to be another person. I wanted to be me all of the time. And so that is exactly how I live my life now. It's like it's me. There's no other version of me. It's me all the time. Um, and that feels so beautiful and aligned and healthy on so many levels. And of course things happen. Of course things happen in my life too. Challenges occur. I just have a different relationship with challenges. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes, I can understand you. And in my case, in my job, now I have a full-time job, and I've learned or unlearned to be. No, I am there as I am. As like you're saying, it's a
yeah.
me here and me at the work. And sometimes I listen to someone saying, "Oh, it's already Friday. Finally, it's Friday," or "Oh, it's a Monday," and I'm thinking by myself. And for me, every day is the same, because I enjoy what I do, because I am who I am.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
at work, at
Yeah.
home. So it's there's no this distinction anymore. That it's again this freedom. No, I'm in freedom to be who I am. So it doesn't matter if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
the same.
agree. Yeah.
I don't have to
Yeah.
box myself anywhere, because I am the same. And it doesn't matter the day of the week.
Yeah, and that is the goal for me too. Like, not every person that I work with, they might be in crisis or just after crisis, and they want to make sure that they never feel that way again. But of course, they might have jobs, or they might have family situations that they're not 100% happy with. And it's like you don't need to change anybody else. It's just about, are you being true to yourself? For me, the answer was I couldn't stay in the corporate environment, but that's not the case for everybody. And so that's beautiful when you can align all of who you are with what you do in the world. That's the ideal situation.
Yes, it's very nice. I couldn't do it in my prior job.
Yeah.
So it also depends on where you are, no, and the ambience you have and the possibilities. When I started in this job, they never knew someone like me. well, because we are unique, but I mean that they wanted me to box me in something, and I was telling them, no, 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 I'm okay, I can do that, but I also do this, and it was showing them. It wasn't,
Yeah.
because telling, they didn't know it existed, know what
Yeah.
I do. And I remember after 1 year they told me, Jeannette, thank you so much for doing what you do. We didn't know this existed, and
Yeah.
we love what you do, and it's good for us also. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I said, oh
Yeah.
wow, thank you for accepting me as I am, because if not,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's well, and so that's to go from the local to the global, that is how we change the world, right? It starts with us. It starts with us standing in our integrity and standing for our integrity.
Yes.
Not by force, not by coercion, not by manipulation, but by saying, oh, but this is me, and so, and this is me, and I'm not going to change who I am, who I be, to fit in the box. So, and that is, I believe, how we affect change in the world.
Yes, that's how we positively impact. Yes, being who you are and creating what you love, and and this, it's like you're saying, it's in integrity, because in my case, I was told, do this. I say, okay, I do this, but I also do this, because by being my own example, like you were saying also before, at the end, you're doing it, you're creating, and people are then being positively impacted, and then they see the outcome, their outcome.
Yes.
Because our outcome always changes, but they see oh, okay, I didn't know that. Oh, nice, it works.
Yes.
It's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I also, at the same time, I actually don't think it's that complicated. We don't need to change the way we do things. There is nothing easier, really, than being with ourselves and being ourselves. It's simply a switch that we have to flip and go, there is no other for me to be. It's not something that you need to learn, or often when I speak with people and we talk about meditation, or they go, oh, no, 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 I could never meditate. I could never sit still. Then my mind will always be talking. Yes, spoiler alert, it always will be. It will never shut up. But there is nothing more natural than being with yourself, than sitting with yourself in stillness. And over time, you learn to build a different relationship with your mind, and see the thoughts for what they are.
Yes.
They are not always true.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes they play with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Very often.
Very often,
live in a
yes.
world that is sort of built on the notion of, we put a lot of credibility in our thoughts. It's great to imagine and innovate and future possibilities, and then when we turn it dark, it's not so helpful. When we use it to catastrophize, that's a pity, to use our to put energy into that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yes, there are many that some fall into this loop until one day they wake up and say, wow, it's not for me to be there anymore. No? But yes, it's beautiful said. It's simple, really simple, no? But again, there's the issue of experiencing it. No, because again, it's okay. How can it be simple? Oh, no, the mind is there playing. No, what is it? But no, it's not simple, because blah, blah. And one day you sit there calm and you start recognizing, no, what's happening inside, and be able, you understand there's no, that you are something that it's not here, no? That you are something
Mm-hmm.
observing. And then you say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now I understand. It's simple. Well,
Yes, and it's simple. It's not always easy,
no,
right? We
no.
need to sometimes break through a few things,
Yes,
but it is really actually simple. It's just,
yes.
yeah.
And there's a lot of unlearning to it,
Mm-hmm.
of things that
Mm-hmm.
we were told, of things we have learned, no, from everywhere. For you to learn or unlearn your way, because it is like gain to authenticity, no, uniqueness. There's
Mm-hmm.
always your way is your way. There's no other way. To unlearn and to learn. So yes, this is something to recognize also.
Well, and I also feel, words matter and the way we use words matter. And so I see unlearning, learning and unlearning, or remembering and unlearning, maybe more as a question of, in order to get rid of the darkness, you don't need to go into the darkness and fight all the dragons. You simply need to switch the light on. So,
True.
so there are benefits to
True.
learning perhaps where things come from and why we do things the way we do. But then it's also a matter of embracing the light.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I think that takes us further ultimately than dwelling in the darkness.
Yes.
When it has no purpose, when it's not tangle something to change a behavior, to change a belief, then is it really helpful to dwell in the darkness?
Mm-mm.
You know,
Mm-mm.
it's embracing the light for
Yes.
me is
Yes.
what
Yes.
I pursue more.
Yes. Yes. It makes me. I agree with you, because I was listening to coaches or saying, no, you have to go and feel inside, and then you feel it, and you have to know from where it comes. And I've never been able to do that, and to go into the darkness and feel it. I've just, I didn't understand why we had to do that. It's like you're saying, it's better, it's really just recognizing something and then let it go and switch the light.
Mm-hmm.
Then being
Yeah,
there, and why it doesn't matter why it was there, whatever, because at the end it was there for you to learn something. It came, and it's for you to turn on the light
yeah,
and be there and be you.
yeah.
Oh, oh,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much, Jenny.
Thank you.
So beautiful to talk to you,
Mm.
to
Likewise.
listen to you, to hear you and your wisdom, and it's really beautiful, and your essence. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for inviting me to the conversation. I'm delighted.
For us to cooperate together.
Yes.
For many more things.
Yes.